The hunt for a Big Ten title starts this week ahead of Michigan's conference opener against Nebraska. With positives and improvements coming from Michigan's win over SMU this last week, they now have an extra boost going into Nebraska week.
Our confidence is high. We expect to win every game, and going to this Big Ten play, our focus is going to go, that much more higher. We got to get the job done. We got to win that Big Ten this year.
We're ready. I don't have a doubt in my mind that we aren't ready. We've been preparing well, and we've been working our butts off.
I'm joined now by Isaiah Holt, lead publisher of WolverinesWire.com, backed by USA Today Sports. We just got done with the Monday press conference with Coach. What's the biggest thing you're taking from Michigan against SMU this past weekend?
Obviously, he was a big fan of what Shay Patterson was able to do completion-wise. He always talked about the efficiency, the accuracy. Threw for 78% of his passes this last week.
I think overall Shay has been seeing the field really well, making accurate throws, on time, getting good protection for the most part.
One of the big storylines from this past week was Donovan Peoples-Jones going into the Big Ten season opener this weekend. Would you have imagined that Donovan Peoples-Jones would lead this team in receptions, yards, and touchdown?
Oh, I absolutely thought that was a possibility. Obviously, the talk was about Tariq Black, and then when Tariq went down, Donovan didn't get mentioned at all. It was all Nico Collins. Now, granted, that's because of people like me that may have been reporting, so fine, Nico Collins. Anyway, but Donovan, obviously, he's had the talent. I've seen him for years since he was back at Detroit Cast Tech. He was always the best guy in the field. Didn't really matter. He didn't really have to try it nearly as hard as he does now.
When his time's done here, I think that's when he'll be able to really judge, if he was ahead or behind. But anytime someone scores 3 touchdowns in a game, that's pretty impressive, and I'm sure that's in some record book somewhere.
Talking about the penalties from this past weekend, it was a big topic of discussion today. 13 penalties. Wolverines were pushed back 137 yards. Coach said he agreed with some of them.
Oh, he held him. Yeah, he did, for sure. For sure.
Others, not so much.
Waiting for clarification on the targeting. Still not with that one.
Should the Wolverines be worried about 13 penalties in a single game?
I wouldn't say worried. I thought there were a lot of questionable ones. I think about half of them were questionable. I took a picture which is on our site, Wolverines Wire, of the Josh Metellus pass interference, and the ball is hitting the hands of the SMU receiver, and Josh is a good step and a half back.
Yeah, Devin Bush leads a team of tackles right now. He said he's not sure how he's going to avoid it all. What would be the best piece of advice for players going forward to try to avoid it?
Just as far as targeting is concerned, particularly, keep your head up. I mean, that's the best thing you can do is try to keep your head up. The moment you lower your head, they're going to be looking at it.
It's hard. When a person like that, they moving so fast, and this decision is almost instant, and he ducks his head, and I don't have nothing else left to hit but maybe lower my head lower than his and hurt my neck. For him, nah.
Looking forward, Michigan opens Big Ten play with Nebraska at home. It's a maze out at noon. Coach talked about his respect for Scott Frost. He talked about how speedy, athletic, and physical this Nebraska team is. What did they present to the Wolverines week 1 in Big Ten play?
Well, it'll be interesting. Nebraska's coming off of a loss to Troy. Now, Troy is not exactly a slouch. They did this last year to LSU, and LSU rebounded quite well. So I would, if I was Michigan, I would still be on high alert. You can't sit there and say, oh, well, we're going to kill them now. But there's some health issues for Nebraska right now. Martinez, their quarterback, did not play. I believe there's an injury situation there. Andrew Bunch ended up being the guy under center. We won't know yet which one's going to actually be playing this next week.
Yeah, I think you have to prepare for both. Seen a really good physical team, a lot of team speed, a lot of athleticism, and right now going through all their schemes. I mean, they have a lot already put in.
That'll do it from us here at Schembechler Hall. I'll have all the post highlights and reactions for you Saturday when Michigan kicks off against Nebraska in a maze-out beginning at noon. Reporting from Ann Arbor, Michigan, I'm Dannie Rogers.